All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to zero in on one of the most crucial parts of your body for both looks and function, and that's your back. We're breaking down a really simple but super powerful routine to build it up stronger and, you guessed it, wider. You know, I love this because it feels like we're all right here together, ready to go. The energy's up, the goal is clear, so let's get to work. And that's it. That's our entire focus for today. No distractions. Every single thing we're about to do is designed to get us one step closer to that stronger, wider back. It's a straight line to some serious results. Okay, first things first, before we even think about lifting anything heavy, we've got to prep the machine. So we're kicking things off with a quick, but believe me, absolutely essential warm-up. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, you see that right. 5 minutes. That is all you need to get your body primed and ready for action. This isn't about spending forever warming up. It's about being smart and getting the job done efficiently. And here's what those 5 minutes look like. Super simple, right? We're talking arm circles to get the shoulder joints moving, some light, easy stretching to get blood flowing to the muscles, and a little jogging in place just to get that heart rate up. This is how you tell your body, hey, get ready, something's about to happen. All right. Warm-up is done. We are ready for the main event of this session. We're going to focus on one single powerhouse movement, the deadlift. So, what exactly is a deadlift? Well, it's so much more than just picking a weight up off the floor. It is a total body movement that really lights up your entire back, building that raw strength and that rock-solid stability all at the same time. Now, listen up, because this might just be the most important part of this whole explainer. With an exercise as powerful as the deadlift, how you do it, well, it's everything. Your form is completely non-negotiable, both for staying safe and for actually getting results. So it really just boils down to this 3-point mental checklist on every single rep. You ask yourself, 1, is my back straight? 2, is my core braced and tight? And 3, am I lifting with smooth control? If you can say yes to all 3, you're protecting yourself from injury and making sure the right muscles are firing. And here is our prescription for today. We're aiming for 3 sets of about 8 to 10 reps. Now that rep range, it's kind of the sweet spot. It's perfect for building muscle size, but also for developing some serious, useful strength. Trust me, it's a classic formula for a reason. It just works. So let's say you've done the work, your form was perfect. Now what? What's the big reward? Well, the payoff from making this a staple in your routine really comes down to 2 huge benefits. First and foremost, total integrated strength. We're not just working one little muscle here. The deadlift fires up your entire posterior chain. That's basically all the muscles on the back of your body, from your neck all the way down to your heels. You're building a whole system of power that's going to help you in pretty much everything you do. And the second big payoff is that all that back strength creates incredible core stability. Think of your strong back muscles as a natural corset or shield for your spine. It creates a stable, resilient center that is the foundation for almost any athletic movement you can possibly imagine. So let's leave it on this final thought. Your back is quite literally the foundation of your entire upper body. It holds you up every single day. So the real question isn't just about getting stronger for an hour in the gym. It's about building a foundation that's actually built to last a lifetime. So what are you going to do to build yours? All right, let's talk about building an awesome back. Today, we're going to break down a super effective and honestly, a refreshingly simple routine to get you there. We're going to get straight to the blueprint. So what is the secret? I mean, you see people in the gym doing a million different exercises, right? But what if I told you the foundation for a truly impressive back could be built on just 2 core principles? What if we could just cut through all the noise? Well, here's the key. It's not about one single magic exercise. It's about thinking in 2 different dimensions. First, you've got back width. That's what gives you that classic V-taper look from behind. Then you've got back thickness, which is all about that dense, powerful look you see from the side. You absolutely need both for a complete back. Okay, so let's start with the first pillar, building width. And the way we do that is by focusing on vertical pulling movements. So think about pulling your body up or pulling a weight down from above you. And what's the king of all vertical pulls? You guessed it, the pull-up. It's tough for sure, but it is so rewarding. And when it comes to creating that V-taper, honestly, nothing beats it. This is our first foundational move. Now listen, technique is everything here. It's not about just flopping your chin over the bar. You want to grip the bar just a bit wider than your shoulders, pull up slowly, and, this is so important, control the movement on the way down. That slow, controlled negative, that's where so much of the magic happens for muscle growth. For this one, we're actually aiming for a lower rep range, somewhere between 6 to 8 reps. That's kind of the sweet spot for building both real strength and size. Now, if you can do way more than that, think about adding some weight. And if you can't quite hit 6 yet, no worries, just use an assistance band. The goal is to hit failure right in that 6 to 8 range. So, to wrap up our first pillar, the exercise is the pull-up, our focus is width, and the game plan is 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Simple. Now that we've got width covered, it's time to build our second pillar, thickness. So if those vertical pulls build the width, it's the horizontal pulls, rowing motions. That's how you carve out that deep, dense muscle right in the middle and upper back. And for this job, our weapon of choice is the classic barbell row. This thing is a beast. It lets you move some serious weight, and it directly hits all those muscles that create that powerful, kind of three-dimensional look.
Again, form is going to be your best friend here, both for results and for keeping your back safe. So you really want to focus on keeping that back flat, pulling the bar up towards your lower chest, and then really focusing on that powerful squeeze at the very top. And just like the pull-up, you lower that weight back down slowly with total control.
And notice this, we're using a different rep range here, 10 to 12 reps. This slightly higher range is amazing for hypertrophy. That's just the fancy word for muscle growth. It's all about forcing more blood into the muscle and really focusing on getting bigger. So, our plan for pillar number 2 is locked in, barbell rows for thickness, 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Okay, so now what? Let's put it all together. See, this is where it all clicks. We're not just picking 2 exercises out of a hat. We're combining 2 totally fundamental movement patterns to create one super efficient, complete back routine. And here it is, the whole blueprint laid out super simply for you. You kick things off with those heavy, strength-focused pull-ups to build your width. Then you move on to the higher rep barbell rows to pack on the thickness. They work perfectly together. And look, that's the core promise, right there. It's not about making things complicated. It's about being consistent and focusing on the movements that give you the most bang for your buck. These 2 exercises will deliver on both thickness and width. So, if you remember anything from all this, let it be these 3 things. It's this simple. Vertical pulls build your width. Horizontal pulls build your thickness. And for both of them, slow, controlled motion is what gets you real results. That's the whole game. The blueprint is right there in front of you. 2 essential moves, 2 core principles. The only question left is, are you ready to take this foundation and start building? All right, let's talk about building a serious back. If you feel like you're putting in all the work but not seeing the results you want, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to swap that pure brute force effort for a smart, strategic blueprint. This is a plan designed for real, visible growth. So, let's get into it. Does this sound familiar? You're in the gym, you're pulling what feels like heavy weight, you're showing up week after week, but the person looking back at you in the mirror just isn't changing. You've hit that dreaded plateau, and honestly, it's one of the most frustrating feelings in all of fitness. But here's the good news, and I really want you to hear this. The problem isn't your effort, it's not your work ethic, it's the plan, it's the strategy. You don't need to work harder, you just need to work smarter. And today, we're handing you the exact blueprint to do just that. Okay, part 1. Before we even think about which exercises to do or how to split up our week, we have to start right here. We've got to master the movement itself. This is the absolute foundation. Get this wrong, and the whole thing crumbles. We've all seen that person in the gym. Heck, we've probably all been that person, loading up the bar and just yanking and jerking the weight to get it up. That's just ego lifting, and it's doing next to nothing for your back. The real magic, the secret sauce, it happens with control. It's about slowing down and focusing on one thing, squeezing your shoulder blades together. That feeling, that deep contraction, that's your back actually working. And that's the only thing that's going to make it grow. Listen, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. Burn this phrase into your brain. Proper form will always build more muscle than heavy, sloppy weight. That is the golden rule of back training, period. No exceptions. So here's a really powerful mental trick to make that happen. The next time you do any kind of pull, a row, a pull-up, a pull-down, whatever,
I want you to totally forget about your hands and your biceps. Seriously, think of your hands as just hooks. Your entire goal is to imagine you're driving your elbows down and back towards your spine. That one little shift in focus forces your lats to do all the work. And that, my friends, is what builds that incredible V shape.
Okay, so now that we've got our foundation of perfect form locked in, we can move up to the next level of our blueprint. It's time to design an intelligent workout strategy that actually puts all those perfect reps to good use. You know, a really impressive back has two things. It has sheer size and it has sharp detail. To get both, you need two different kinds of tools in your toolbox. Your compound exercises, think deadlifts, pull-ups, heavy rows, those are your sledgehammers. They build the raw mass. But then you need your isolation moves, like face pulls or straight arm pull downs. Those are like a sculptor's chisel. They carve out all the fine details and definition. A top-tier plan has to have both. So what's the secret to never hitting that frustrating plateau ever again? Well, the engine that drives all long-term muscle growth comes down to one simple, powerful principle: progressive overload. You have to continually give your muscles a reason to adapt and get bigger and stronger. It really just boils down to a simple formula. And the first part of that formula is this: consistency. You can't make progress if you don't show up. It's that simple. This is the absolute non-negotiable bedrock of it all. Then you add the second part: progression. And look, this doesn't mean you have to be adding a ton of weight to the bar every single week. That's not realistic. Progression can be as simple as doing just one more rep than you did last time, or adding 5 pounds, or even just taking a little less rest between sets. It's all about small, consistent steps forward. And when you combine those two things, the result isn't just possible, it's pretty much inevitable. Consistency plus progression equals growth. That is the guaranteed formula for success. It just works. All right, so we've got our technique down and we have our strategy in place. The final piece of this blueprint is knowing your target. To build a truly complete, three-dimensional back that looks great from every angle, you have to understand it's not just one big muscle. I want you to think of your back as a team of powerful muscles, all working together. You've got your big lats, which give you that V taper width. You've got your traps and your rhomboids, which build that dense, rugged thickness down the middle. And then you have your rector spinae, the muscles in your lower back that form the foundation of all your strength. A great workout doesn't play favorites. It makes sure the entire team gets trained. And how do we train that whole team? Simple. We attack it from every angle. Your vertical pulls, like pull-ups and lat pull-downs, are your #1 tool for building width. Your horizontal pulls, all your different kinds of rows, that's what builds that incredible thickness. And, of course, you can't forget moves for your lower back to build a strong, injury-proof foundation. You need to hit all 3 planes of motion for a truly complete back. So let's just put it all together. It's actually pretty simple. First, you perfect your technique on every single rep. Second, you apply a smart strategy of consistent progressive overload. And third, you understand the anatomy of your back so you can hit every muscle from every angle. You master these 3 pillars and you've mastered the blueprint. That's it. So there you have it. We've laid it all out for you, from the way you do a single rep all the way to your long-term plan. The map, the blueprint, it's in your hands now. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?